Well, good morning, folks. A very warm welcome along to each and every one of you. Welcome to the Harcourts Gold Auction Rooms here at number 471 Papanui Road. My name is Mark Morrison, your auctioneer in charge of proceedings here this morning. We're here to do a couple of things here today. Firstly, to inform you that the property at number 1/16 Oakfield Street in Burnside has received a pre-auction offer which is acceptable to our owners. Secondly, we're going to see whether or not we hold an auction here today. In a little while, I will announce the level of that pre-auction offer. I'll let you sit on that for but a moment, consider your options. If we receive further bidding from there over and above that pre-auction level, then we will hold an auction. If we don't, I simply knock the property down to the initiator of that pre-auction offer and the property will be sold. Now, I'd like to firstly take some time, if I may, to thank our owners. We thank them for their ease of access, for their presentation, but first and foremost for their choice and agency. We appreciate that there is choice out there in the marketplace, and we thank and acknowledge them for their choice in choosing to work with the great team here at Harcourts Gold. Now, before we get into the formalities of this morning, I do just ask that we follow our COVID-19 procedures as required. Make sure that you have signed in or used the COVID-19 tracker app once you come in. We ask that you sanitize your hands on the way in. Just take some time to sanitize your hands on the way out as well. If you do become unwell over the next 14 days or so, please let the agent that you're working with know, or in fact, one of the Harcourts Gold management team know, and then we can follow due process from there. We thank you for your assistance in working with us on that. Now, I know the team at Harcourts Gold will have made all the documentation for today's proceedings available to you, including the limb, the title, and the contract from which we work from, which has been approved by the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand, as well as the Auckland District Law Society. When it comes to bidding and buying at auction, there are a few rules and regulations that we must adhere to. Now, given today is a brought forward auction, that the fact that our owners have accepted a pre-auction offer, things are a little bit different to perhaps what you might be accustomed to in the Harcourts Gold auction rooms. Effectively, that start price, that pre-auction offer, that's our start price, that becomes our reserve today. So you won't see any vendor bidding by myself as the auctioneer. It would be not the right thing for me to be placing bids on behalf of my owners. Where we start is where we effectively sell. It's unlikely that I'm going to nominate the sum by which any bids increase, nor refuse bids. I do disclose that right. That is a right that I have. I may give you some guidance and suggestions in terms of where the bids go, but ultimately I'm here to work with you good people here in the room. Now, at the conclusion of the auction, which is dictated by the gavel coming down to the rostrum in a fashion such as this, should it fall in your favour, congratulations, you are the successful purchaser. Before you commence those celebrations, there are some undertakings that you must complete. Firstly, you'll sign the agreement, and in doing so, you're acknowledging receipt of the approved REA guide. Secondly, you'll arrange to make a payment of a very neat and precise 10% of the purchase price. And thirdly and finally, you'll complete the GST information as outlined in Schedule 1. So those are the rules of engagement here today, folks. Nice and clean, concise and clear. Of course, all of our bidding that we might receive today, it is on a cash and unconditional basis. So very shortly, I'll announce the level of that pre-auction offer. Should I not receive any further bids, then we simply knock the property down. Otherwise, as I said before, we will hold an auction here today. Now, 1/16 Oakfield Street in Burnside has been marketed by Carolyn Painter and Sandra O'Brien. They'll be looking after our lovely owners, beautiful family that they are. Oakfield Street is more formally described as being an estate in cross lease. Flat 1 on deposited plan 39215, which is on Lot 8, deposited plan 23804, as to having a share in 667 square metres, more or less. That's all outlined on the certificate of title that Caroline and Sandra have made available to each and every one of you. Now, settlement date, that's set down for Monday, the 11th of January 2021, unless, of course, you have made prior arrangements with our owners in writing before today's proceedings. Just to also inform you that we may have some telephone bidding here this morning. I have cited the paperwork along those lines. I'm very happy and comfortable, so don't be surprised if I see, or if we see, I should say, some bidders coming down through the telephone through some of our colleagues here in the room. The list of chattels, will they remain as circulated and as advertised? No changes there. I do just note those excluded chattels. You see there's the hanging chair in the living area, the blackout blind in the boys' bedroom, the light shade in the boys' bedroom, 2 hanging pendants in the master bedroom, and all pot plants both inside and outside. They won't be there come settlement date. And lastly, I draw your attention to those further terms being clauses 22 through to 24 inclusive. Well, let's go and take one last look at this property. I had the privilege of visiting yesterday afternoon. Beautiful street, Oakfield Street, surrounded by similar quality homes, nice and peaceful and tranquil. You really are tucked away in suburban paradise here. This is a real honey of a home. As I said, peaceful street, sitting on that TC1 land as well, which is an obvious added bonus as well. 1970s permanent material, you see it up there on screen. 2 double bedroom home, but very, very spacious, I might add, at some 120 square metres or thereabouts. So plenty of space, good storage throughout the home. I love the fact that a lot of the hard work's already been done here. This really is one that you can just move into and enjoy and be very, very happy for years to come. Or perhaps this is a nice one to add to the rental portfolio. Very tenantable home, I would suggest. That kitchen, dining, living area, well, it's light and it's bright and it's breezy. Plenty of space there. You see the full-size dining table in there, so plenty of space for entertaining friends and family. And there's a nice easy flow out into that very sunny front lawn area. The garden's exquisite, manicured, mature. As I said, so close to great schools, parks, Burnside Park, just across the way as well, and the airport within close proximity as well. So folks, I'm going to announce that pre-option offer in but a moment. I'll let you simmer over that for a few moments more, and then I welcome in further bidding from there. So Oakfield Street, number 1/16, we've received a pre-option offer that is acceptable to our owners at $500,000.
505.
At 505, Jessica Downey then working on behalf of the buyer. Thank you, Jess. Welcome into you. And we're underway at 505. We have an auction here this morning at 505,000. And 510. Good strong bid then at 510. Bidding on top of yourself. Clearly here to buy today for Oakfield Street at 505. Do we have any interest anywhere in the room? I give you 3 opportunities to bid. Otherwise, I knock it down here at $510,000. What's the money at 510?
514.
514, interesting strategy, puts 4 on top. Thank you, Karina. Working with your buyer down the phone at 514. There's the retort, Jess. What do we say from here? Is it 520? Puts forward 4 on your 510 at 514.
500.
$500. Okay, not quite as good, but I'll take it at 514 the half. With you, you're back in front, and that's where you need to be to buy. First chance at 514 the half. Karina?
516.
516, 1,500 on top. Very good. At $516,000 with you. Jess, is another $500. Didn't work last time. Perhaps something a little bit stronger. First call at $516,000 for Oakfield Street. Move in and enjoy. Easy peasy here.
517.
517. Very good. On top of yourself. That's the way to do it. At $517,000. All the bidding, all the action's been on the side of the room at this point. Any interest over this side, I certainly welcome it in. But at 517 here, I sell away. First call. Second the money. Quickly now, Jess. Regrets a terrible emotion. Third and final time. You sure $500 wouldn't help? All done. Appreciate the bidding at 517. Sit tight. Oakfield Street. You sure? It goes, it goes, it goes. I'm going to sell it. Sold here. Well done. Congratulations. Well bid, well bought. To our owners, thank you very much for your instructions. All the very best in the future. Folks, that wraps up proceedings here today in the Harcourts Gold Auction Rooms. We'll see you next week for an outstanding lineup of properties. Thank you very much.